Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We have an update on an animal abuse case in Brookings involving 35 cats and dogs. Deborah and Jordan Schulte will be on probation for the next 3 years. Both women pleaded guilty to one count of animal abuse, and the other charges filed against them were dismissed. Brandon Schulte's case is still making its way through the court system. He's scheduled to be back in court next week.
Following the September raid, a sign on their home said the property was condemned. Court documents say the inside of the home was caked with feces and there were holes in the floor. Authorities told us the vet who examined the animals said they were malnourished and suffered from the worst case of fleas he's ever seen. A person is in custody following threats made to the Sisseton Wahpeton Sioux tribe. According to a news release, authorities say the threats were made to tribal law enforcement and a tribal executive on Wednesday. That resulted in elevated security at the tribal administration building.
The news release says a person was apprehended Wednesday night. Sisseton Wahpeton Ayote says it is taking several steps to enhance its safety and security measures within the building. Well, do you know who your kids are sending pictures and videos to on Snapchat? You might want to check. A South Dakota man is accused of convincing girls to engage in sexually explicit conduct and then recording it on the popular app.
32-year-old Oscar Martinez Olson is charged with sexual exploitation and child pornography. The alleged crimes began in 2020 and continued until this year. He is scheduled to make his first federal court appearance tomorrow in Rapid City.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. Slightly cooler today as compared to yesterday. Clouds will be a little thicker, and there may be a renegade shower here and there, but anything that falls and hits the ground will remain light. Highs today will reach the 40s and 50s. We are looking at warm temperatures for this coming weekend, and then as we do go through next week, it will cool from time to time, and along with it, we'll have a couple of scattered showers, but anything that falls and hits the ground will remain light. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A Sioux Falls homeowner knew he wasn't going to be at home in the southeast part of Sioux Falls Halloween night, so he placed a bowl of candy out for trick-or-treaters. Unfortunately, one young man decided to take the whole bowl of candy.
Later, when the 4 Chow kids came by, they found a chair and a sign that said, "Help yourself." Instead of just leaving, they decided to leave some of their own candy behind so other kids would not have to go without.
I don't know why somebody would do that. There's no point because you're just going to get a lot more either way. So there's no point stealing it. If it's the same night, you could go to other houses. They'll give you handfuls or king-size candy bars. You only steal a whole bucket.
Tatum told us that Halloween is supposed to be a time for fun, so leaving candy for other kids just made sense to him. Well, now that we've made it through Halloween, it's on to the next holiday, and that's Thanksgiving. But unfortunately, though, not everyone can afford to put food on the table.
That's why the Barrel House is teaming up with a few area businesses to provide 250 turkey dinners free of charge. Marina Wealth Advisors donated $5,000 to the cause.
It's a good time to do this right before the holidays, and there's a lot of people that need this.
The giveaway will be November 21st from 3:30 to 6:30 in the Barrel House parking lot. The late Bobby Knight leaves behind a mixed basketball legacy as a successful, intense competitor whose outbursts eventually cost him his career.
A Sioux Falls man encountered Knight's prickly personality when he served as Knight's volunteer driver during the Legends for Kids sports clinics in 2016. Jim Clark says he could never get a good read on Knight's personality in spite of spending 3 days with him.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was just bristly, if that was his personality, or if he was just mad. I couldn't tell, or just trying to be funny. But he was pretty consistent with it.
Clark says Knight was just as direct with the kids he coached at the clinic, but adds that he did a good job of teaching basketball skills to the young players.
Let's look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning. As we look at our weather today, we've got a few clouds and also a couple of passing patches of sprinkles and even a light shower. Most of these rain totals are just a couple hundredths of an inch where we are getting some of it, and don't expect there to be a lot of organization to that. But the overall picture today, north wind, that's subtle, but it's going to continue to put some pressure on those temperatures in northeast South Dakota. So we hold back in the low 40s. Sioux Falls, probably at least a couple degrees cooler than yesterday, just due to some clouds, but no drastic changes in the weather. A little more clearing kind of opens up tonight, and then that'll put us on good footing tomorrow for warmer weather. We'll kind of turn things around. You notice how Aberdeen and Watertown, yeah, we get a pretty good bounce here. I think Sioux Falls, too, a nice return to mid and upper 50s, looks very reasonable. And given the timing here on Sunday, now you do see a couple of showers Sunday morning in northeast South Dakota. That comes in with the warm front, but once that lifts to the north, then we're off and running into a nice Sunday afternoon. There could be a little wind. In fact, I expect that to be part of the story there on Sunday out of the south. But if we're in the 60s, maybe somebody hits 70 in south central South Dakota. You look at the calendar, look at that forecast, you know that those kind of days, and they're probably numbered. In fact, they are numbered, so enjoy it. 53 our high temperature in Phillip, 55 in Rapid City. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and even Monday will carry over some 50-degree weather. Tuesday, there's a little stronger system in the jet stream. We'll see if that will give us a little better chance of showers, but from the get-go, none of these have been looking all that strong. So we've kind of consolidated everything around that. Aberdeen, again, Sunday morning could feature a shower, but we can open the door up to the afternoon temperature at 55. 51 on Monday, too. Still not too bad. Here in central South Dakota, those 60s are back for Saturday and Sunday. And at this point, I would expect Rapid City also to be in the 60s both days of the weekend, even into Monday. Check out the complete details online at KELOLAND.com.